In an opening scene, corporate tycoon Peter Wayland converses in a lakefront apartment with his just-awakened android. The robot looks at Michelangelo's statue and decides to call himself David. Wayland says that one day they will go together in quest of the origin of humanity. Wayland gets uneasy when David remarks on his infinite lifespan in contrast to his restricted one. 11 years after the Prometheus expedition, in 2104 AD, the colonization ship Covenant will arrive on planet Aurigae 6 in 7 years, carrying 2,000 colonists in hibernation and 1,140 human embryos in cold storage. Walter, an advanced android model who shares physical similarities with David, is tasked with monitoring the spacecraft. After a neutrino explosion destroys the spacecraft, Walter revives the human crew members. The spacecraft's captain, Jake Branson, is destroyed when his stasis pod malfunctions. While repairing the spaceship, the crew comes across a human voice communication from a nearby planet that appears to be significantly more habitable than Aurigae 6. Daniels, Branson's widow, disagrees, claiming that this new perfect world is too good to be real. However, Christopher Oram, while his wife, Ferris, pilots a lander to the planet's surface, Pilot Tennessee keeps Covenant in orbit. An expedition team then finds the alien ship that broadcast. Ledward and Hallett are infected by spores from fungus-like organisms. Oram's wife, Kareen, helps the rapidly deteriorating Ledward back to the lander, where Ferris locks them both up in the hospital. When a small, pale extraterrestrial creature known as a neomorph rips off Ledward's back and uses a maul to kill Kareen, Ledward is dead. The lander is destroyed, and she is killed by an explosion when Ferris tries to kill the creature with a shotgun. In the neighboring fields, Hallett is killed when another neomorph explodes from his lips. Angkor, a crew member, is killed by the creatures as they attack the other members. The remaining crew kills one neomorph before David, who survived the Prometheus mission, appears and scares off the other. David takes the group to a temple located in a dead humanoid city. He informs them that when he and Elizabeth Shaw, another Prometheus survivor, arrived on the planet, their ship unintentionally released a pathogen that wiped out all of the planet's wildlife, and Shaw died when the ship crashed. The ion storms stop attempts to radio the Covenant. David tries to talk to the surviving neomorph after it infiltrates the temple and murders crew member Rosenthal. He is furious when Oram shoots it to death. When Oram questions David, he admits that the aliens are the outcome of his releasing the pathogen and experimenting with it to create new life forms. While the others search for Rosenthal and Oram, Walter finds Shaw's dissected corpse, which David used as raw material for his evolving creature designs. David believes that humans are an undeserving and dying species, and that humanity will be wiped out by the perfect organism he has created. When Walter objects, David intimidates Daniels and renders him incapable. Daniels manages to escape once Walter recovers and begins communicating with David. Dan Lope, the security chief, is attacked by another facehugger elsewhere. Cole, a crew member, abruptly ends it, leaving Lope with facial burns from acid. The fully developed protomorph murders Cole, but Lope manages to get away and runs into Daniels. According to Walter, Daniels, and Lope, Tennessee has expired David when he arrives in a lander to retrieve him. After eliminating the invading protomorph, they head back to the Covenant. Daniels and Tennessee find another protomorph loose on the Covenant after it exploded out of Lope's chest, killing him early the following morning. As they are having sex in the shower and listening to loud music, it matures and kills crew members Ricks and Upworth, keeping them from hearing the PA system's alarm and warning. The creature is drawn by Daniels and Tennessee into Covenant's terraforming bay, where it is expelled into space. Covenant sets out again for Aurigae 6. Daniels discovers Walter is actually David as he puts her in stasis, but she can't get out of her pod in time to go to sleep. Examining the colonists, David regurgitates 2 facehugger embryos and stores them in the same cold storage as the human embryos. He sends a transmission pretending to be Walter, stating that the earlier solar flare incident killed every crew member but Daniels and Tennessee.